organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on another live edition of Daily Iowan TV, tenure in trouble, what Iowa lawmakers are discussing and how it could affect professors at public universities. And later, 10 years of building friendships, how one Iowa City business is bringing together those with and without disabilities.
We take you through the aftermath of the heartbreaking loss the Iowa wrestlers had last Friday.
We also have your recaps for men's and tennis gymnastics.
All that and more coming up. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another live edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Becca Scadden. Iowa lawmakers are bringing up a new piece of legislature, and professors aren't happy about it. The Iowa legislature has proposed a bill that would get rid of tenure at public universities. This move not only upset the Board of Regents, but it has led to UI staff members speaking out on what they believe to be an irresponsible bill.
I think this is a terrible bill and would destroy both the reputation and the quality of public higher education in the state of Iowa.
Loren Glass went on to explain a common misconception about tenure, one that he believes may push the bill to fruition.
Tenure does not mean you're guaranteed a job for life. Tenure is just an indefinite appointment, and you can indeed be fired for any number of reasons.
We will keep you updated as this story develops. Newly elected Police Chief Jody Matherly was sworn in as Iowa City's 46th police chief. He's replacing former Police Chief Sam Hargadine, who retired in June. The Iowa City Council unanimously voted Matherly into the position in December. Before coming to Iowa City, he served as police officer in Grand Blanc, Michigan, a police lieutenant in Flint, Michigan, and police chief in Grinnell and Allatoona. The Department of Public Safety sent an email to the UI community that another sexual assault has occurred on campus. UI officials received a report of sexual assault around 3:30 a.m. on Saturday. The assault took place in an unnamed West Side residence hall. This is the second sexual assault to occur this semester. Victims of sexual assault are strongly encouraged to seek medical attention as soon as possible. To report a sexual assault, call 911 or the UI Police Department. More information about sexual assault can be provided by the Office of the Sexual Misconduct Response Coordinator. Surgeons at the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics are using new methods of relieving arthritis in patients. There are many forms of arthritis, and at the UIHC, surgeons are working hard to diversify their methods to best suit their patients. A new method involving what is being called a cryocarbon implant is being tested and could help relieve severe arthritis pain in joints. Follow Daily Iowan TV or pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan for further coverage. President Trump signed an executive order withdrawing the U.S. from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. During the campaign, Trump made his feelings on the TPP clear and is now following through on his promise to remove it. The TPP deal was negotiated under President Obama, but was never approved by Congress. The trade agreement was negotiated and enacted by 12 nations around the world. Trump will now turn his attention to the North American Free Trade Agreement, negotiated with Canada and Mexico. Trump's removal of the TPP could be a threat to Iowa's agriculture industry. According to UI economics professor, this could affect trade with Mexico, who is one of the largest buyers of corn. This could lead to a devaluing of corn that could really hurt Iowa's economy. A statement released by the office of Iowa Senator Joni Ernst said she was disappointed in this executive action. Well, Sydney, I know walking around campus, it feels like less people are wearing winter coats than I think last January. Can you tell us a little bit about what the weather will be like this week?
Well, Becca, it's definitely warming up, and I love when there's less snow on the ground because that means there's less slush to slip on when walking up the Pentacrest. While temperatures are rising slowly, it looks like we'll have a warm week when it comes to winter. Tuesday morning, we'll see partly cloudy skies with temps in the low 30s moving into the afternoon. The skies will cloud up a little more as we reach nearly 40 degrees as we go into the evening. Temps will stay about the same, and we have a 40 to 45% chance of rain and snow throughout the day. Wednesday morning, we will see temps in the high 30s and a 45% chance of rain and snow continue throughout Wednesday. Now looking into the rest of the week, it looks like it will be pretty cloudy in Iowa City. Temperatures will stay in the high 20s to low 30s throughout the day, and we will see temps in the low 20s throughout the night. Well, it isn't quite spring yet, but it's definitely warming up. Becca, back to you.
Thanks, Sydney. Every Monday for the past 10 years, Studio 13 has hosted a dance party for people with disabilities. The goal of these events is to bridge the gap between those with disabilities and those without. Daily Iowan TV reporter Mackenzie Cooper attended the most recent event and tells us more.
Every Monday night from 5 to 7, Studio 13 in downtown Iowa City hosts a dance party for people with disabilities. The previous bar owner started this 10 years ago, and it's been a popular event ever since.
It's a dance party every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. for anybody. I mean, anybody's really welcome to it, but it's specifically for people with disabilities to come in and have a night to share and meet with friends and perhaps they get soda and pizza.
The previous bar owner started this event after many employees worked at Systems Unlimited, which specializes in providing services and support for adults with disabilities. They wanted to give people with disabilities a place to have some fun while also giving back to the community.
It's a great event. Hopefully the word gets out there when people come. It's on the Iowa City Pride website.
Reporting from Studio 13 in downtown Iowa City, this is Mackenzie Cooper, Daily Iowan TV.
There are a lot of student fairs going on this week, and we've got all the information you need to stay on top of all of them. Today, the University Volunteer Fair and Blood Drive will be taking place at the Iowa Memorial Union. The fair will run from 11 to 3 p.m. and feature over 40 local volunteer organizations. The fair will take place in the main lounge of the IMU. More information about the Student Volunteer Fair and Blood Drive can be found on the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership website. For students still looking for part-time jobs this semester may be in luck. On Wednesday, the Spring 2017 Student Job Fair is taking place in the IMU building in the main lounge. The fair is open to all students from 11 to 3 p.m. More information about the Student Job Fair can be found on the Office of Student Financial Aid's website, as well as the Center for Student Involvement's website. The Student Organization Fair is taking place this Wednesday at the Iowa Memorial Union building. This fair goes from 6 to 8 p.m. and takes place in both the Hubbard Commons, the Sun Porch, and the main lounge. More information about the Student Organization Fair can be found at the Center for Student Involvement and Leadership website. Well, it seems like it was a big weekend for Hawkeye sports. Tell us more about what's happening this week, guys.
Well, we had an exciting and very busy weekend in Hawkeye sports.
That's right, Taylor. This week started off with a heartbreaking loss for the men's basketball team against number 25 ranked Maryland. Hopefully, with their bye weekend, they are ready to take on the University of Illinois in Champaign tomorrow.
Next, number 3 Iowa wrestling took on number 2 Penn State Friday night and suffered a tough loss. But there were a few matches that stood out as very promising to Hawks fans. Taylor Van Fleet has more on one of those Hawkeye wrestlers in particular.
Standout match from Friday night's meet was against Iowa's number 3 ranked Brandon Swanson and Penn State's number 1 ranked Zane Rutherford.
It was the longest match of the evening and one of the most anticipated. Swanson came into Friday night's meet with a 17-1 overall record, and his opponent, Zane Rutherford, entered the match with a perfect 12-0 record. Swanson forced the match into 2 tiebreakers against number 1 ranked Rutherford and had Carver rocking throughout the entire match.
Swanson, he showed he can escape. He showed he can take Zane Rutherford down. He's not about moral victories. I saw him up there at the break, and I liked what I saw.
Swanson kept up with Rutherford the entire match and did a good job of scoring when he needed to do so to force the tiebreakers, but unfortunately was unable to come out on top of this heated battle. He fell to Rutherford 9-8 in the final seconds of the match.
We're moving forward the right way, the way that I like to see. But he did show some things that if you are looking for progress, there's some progress there.
And Coach Brand said that although Swanson was unable to come out with the moral victory, he was impressed with what he saw and he liked the fact that he was moving with a sense of direction for the entire match. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Taylor Van Fleet, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Sorensen and the Hawks look to bounce back from this loss this Friday night when they take on 4th-ranked Ohio State here at home.
The men's tennis team was able to get some victories for Iowa, going 2-0 this weekend, beating Western Michigan 5-2 and winning over Creighton 7-0. Jacob Senstad has more on the opening doubleheader.
The Iowa Hawkeyes played 2 key non-conference matches today against Western Michigan and Creighton. Western Michigan came in 2-0 in non-conference play, and the Hawkeyes beat them 5-2. Then they hosted Creighton, who they've beaten 7 times in a row. After beating them 7-0 for the second year in a row, the Hawkeyes are now 8-0 against the Blue Jays. I had a chance to meet with 2 of the players and Coach Wilson.
Big thing when we're playing doubleheaders is to make sure we stay focused throughout the whole day, and I thought we did that really well. We didn't get down in any of the sets. We stayed even, and then we were able to extend leads and win pretty handily, so it was a good night for us.
I have to make sure I play smart. This is the first match of the year. There's a lot of tension, like nerves. Got to make sure you play through them. I started off down, but I kept my head straight, and I got back, and I ended up winning.
Juniors Josh Silverstein and Lefteris Theodorou recorded 2 doubles wins in the season opener after just 2 months ago losing in the semifinals of the Big Ten Indoor Championships, which has given them a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Lefty and I, we have a history of playing together, so we're pretty comfortable as a team, and I thought that we came out playing really strong, and we kept that going throughout the day.
Reporting from the University of Iowa tennis facility, I'm Jacob Senstad, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes' next match is January 28th at Texas Tech.
This past Sunday, the men's gymnastics team took on the University of Illinois at Chicago in their season home opener. I have more on their victory. After coming off a 5th place finish at the UIC Invitational, the Hawkeyes were ready for redemption as they hosted UIC yet again in their one-on-one meet this past Sunday. The Hawkeyes found much success both individually and as a team. Their 404.1 victory over UIC's 374.3 was a great home opener win. Dylan Ellsworth scored a season best on all-around to take home the title, also receiving titles individually on parallel bars, rings, and vault.
I'm mostly happy with, I don't know, as an all-around I did pretty well. I haven't been doing all-around my career here yet, and so I think this is like the best all-around experience I've had.
Austin Hodges also racked up a few titles for himself, taking home the high bar title with a season best of 13.85 and his second title of the night on pommel horse, scoring another season high with a 14.0. Strong performances from both Ellsworth and Hodges propelled the team to take the win.
Really good job of, if we faltered, continuing to get that momentum going, and it was a lot of fun. They had a good time tonight, which I really want them to do.
Top-notch performances were also given by Corey Patterson and second-place all-around finisher Andrew Botto. Coach JD and the rest of the team were pleased, to say the least, with the results of the meet. Reporting from inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Taylor Cassian, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeye gymnasts look to expand on their victories of this weekend, looking ahead as they travel to the University of California, Berkeley on February 6th.
The men's and women's swimming and diving team also had a very successful weekend while celebrating their seniors on Senior Day.
Yeah, Taylor, the women clinched their win during the 400 freestyle, beating Northwestern 156 to 144, while the men down the Wildcats 166 to 134.
The Hawkeyes will be back in action on February 3rd when they take on Western Illinois at home.
Tomorrow we will have updates from the wrestling team and how they are planning to come back from the hard loss against Penn State from Friday and how they are preparing for Ohio State.
Becca, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Well, that'll wrap up today's live edition of Daily Iowan TV. For all the latest local and national news, be sure to pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan or check out dailyiowan.com. For all of us at Daily Iowan TV, I'm Becca Scadden. Thanks for watching.